I'm alive. Welcome back for another stream. 2 long weeks and the international break is over. FPL is back. How are we doing? I hope you had a nice break. I had a holiday in Madeira with the family, which was lovely. Never been before. Madeira is absolutely stunning, so it's exactly what I needed to recharge, and I feel ready to attack the tail end of the season. So let's do it. We've got 8 more game weeks to go. Gameweek 31. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for being here. We've got Timothy in the chat. We've got the Hipster, Abdella, FPL Zin, Chaotic, Cheekster. How you doing, Cheekster? We've got Karan, KN, Galazzo, Ibrahim. Good to see so many of you here. And good to see quite a few members as well. I think I saw football highlights. True Fandela. Great to see so many here. Everyone ready for FPL again? Are we back? Are we back on it? I think I'm ready. I'm a little bit rusty. It's been a couple of weeks since the last stream. I had a bit of a nightmare. I don't think I can show you, but just as I was going live, I accidentally knocked a massive bag of Doritos over, and they're literally everywhere. But it was it was 3 minutes before we went live, so there's not enough time to clean it up. So hopefully Teddy doesn't eat it. Teddy is on my lap for the stream. Morning, everyone. Mr. Mays, Austin, Vasito, Torgia. We've got so many members. Oh. Teddy, careful. He's been proper trolling me recently. I'm worried he's going to unplug the mic. For some of you might have saw yesterday, I did an April Fool's video. A captain's video, which was Brownhill, Josh Brownhill, captain. Can you hear me now? Oh, God. Good start to the stream. The mic came out for a second there. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Yeah, keep your questions coming in. We've got loads prepared for this stream. I'll do my best to answer as many questions as I can. We'll do a news roundup in a minute. We'll have a look at the kings of the gaming, scout selection, the most transferred players, clean sheet points, clean sheet odds, predicted points. We'll have a look at the double game mix and lots more. KN says Veghorst or Broja to start. I think it'd have to be Veghorst. Obviously, Veghorst has got the double game week. Burnley played twice this game week. Admittedly, one of those games is Man City, so it's probably a booked-in 2-pointer. But still, I think you have to start the double game week player in that situation. I still need to make my moves. I do have Veghorst, but my planned moves are Son to Salah and Rafinha to Gordon. So I'm looking to jump on the double game weeks, albeit it's only Gordon, but that's my plan. Lucas says, is Calvert-Lewin a viable captain? I personally don't think he is, but as you'll see a bit later on the stream, he is up there on the predicted points, so perhaps. Did I miss the super chat? Apologies. Let me scroll up. Where is it? I don't see it. Didn't see it, Chris. Where? Well, ask it again. I didn't see it, sorry. Finbar says, is Salah worth bringing in for Kane for a -4? I don't think for Kane. I'm bringing in Salah from -4, but it's not for Kane. I don't think it's worth it for Kane, because Kane's the most informed player in the league right now, right? So I don't think you'd want to sell Kane, especially for a -4, especially at home to Newcastle. Newcastle back-to-back losses for an away game to Spurs, so you'd fancy Kane to get something there. And I think he's a viable captain. Anyone in chat going Captain Kane? Or are we going Captain Salah? Let's take a look at the news roundup, because there is actually some interesting news from this week. We'll start with Man United. And this was last night. Cristiano Ronaldo's not with the Man United squad. Doesn't necessarily mean that he won't be playing, but Sam Luckhurst reported that last night he wasn't in the 21-man squad. I think he's been a quite popular transfer in off the back of his hat-trick before the break. Some good news for Reece James owners. Tuchel says Reece James is ready to go and in the squad. Obviously he got injured back in Gameweek 28, hadn't played since, but he did get that double-digit haul back then, so good to see him back, and I've got him, so hopefully he starts this one. Could get rotated over the next few weeks, but I think he's worth it for the upside. Some good news for West Ham owners, and if anyone still owns Bowen, David Moyes says there's a chance both of them could make it for this game week. Feels like we've forgotten about Bowen. He was such a good asset earlier in the season, but yeah, he's gone out of our thinking. And of course, West Ham don't have double game weeks while many other teams do. So good to see Bowen back. Not sure whether he'll make it back into many of our teams, but it's great to see him back anyway. Some positive Liverpool news as well on Trent, of course, who missed international duty with an injury. Klopp said he trained yesterday in parts of the session and he will train today. Then we'll see what to do. It will be tight for tomorrow. So Klopp's not ruling him out for this, well, the first game of this game week against Watford. I'm not sure whether he will start or not. I'm certainly hoping he does because I'm starting him in my team. But we'll have to see. Interesting Mondays. Premier League shareholders met and discussed a range of matters. And one of the things they've agreed for next season is clubs are permitted to use 5 substitutions. So I wonder how much of an effect this will have on FPL. What do you guys think? Do you think it could make FPL more of a nightmare? More rotation, more players coming off early before the 60th minute and all that? We'll have to see. And lastly, the other thing from the press conference, someone asked an FPL question to Klopp, and Klopp said, "What is fantasy football? What is that?"
What is fantasy football? What is that? You have your fancy or fantasy? What did you say?
Is your fancy? So I don't know. I think Klopp knows what fantasy football is, right? Surely. Come on, Klopp. Noel, thanks for the donation. Appreciate that, mate. There's no message there, but thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Noel says for some new Doritos. I appreciate that. Put it in the Doritos pot. What's the best flavour of Doritos? These are cool original. Oh, you can see the green screen. Oh no, this is bad. I'm so rusty. Sammy says Antonio or Watkins this game week. If it's who to start, I think I would go Antonio, but neither of them have been good picks. Alright, Teddy's back then. I need to watch this mic. Hang on. Oh my god. Okay, I think we're good. Can you still hear me though when it's at that angle? Let me check if that's coming through. Looks like it is. Excellent. Official says Son or Fernandes. Tricky one that. So Son's in good form, good fixtures, but Fernandes does have the double in 33, and he's going to be top for predicted points in 33. So tricky one to answer. If it was who to bring in, I think I would go Fernandes, because if you get Son, you're going to end up wanting to get him back out by the time we get to 33. So I think you get ahead of the curve. It's a good fixture for Man United against a very leaky Leicester side, and of course Leicester without Ndidi for the remainder of the season, so he'll be a big miss. Let's take a look at the Kings of the game week, and it was actually Son who joined the Kings back in Game Week 30. Who do you guys think is going to join the Kings this game week? Be an absolute troll if it's Trent, for those that have sold Trent. I think he's actually the most transferred out player, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. Yeah, Son's 15-pointer back in blank Game Week 30. Top scorer of that game week. There was only 4 fixtures on, obviously. Must have been one of the lowest scoring Kings we've had all season. I think besides Game Week 4, when Marcel got there with his 13-pointer. Hi Knut says, "Hi Oscar, keeps Ramsdale. I've got Foster on the bench." I think I would keep him, yeah. I think over the remainder of the season he's still an excellent pick, Ramsdale, so I think I would keep him. It's not ideal. You could consider Pickford or Pope, but I'd be tempted to keep Ramsdale. Arteta didn't rule Ramsdale out either for this game week. And one thing that is good for those of us with Ramsdale is that Arsenal play on Monday, so at least there's some time, a little bit extra, before they play that fixture. You know, if Arsenal were playing today, then I think it's a bit more of a decision because there's a lot less recovery time, but it sounds like there's a chance that he makes it for the game on Monday, so I think I would keep him. And of course Arsenal doubling 33, and they'll have doubles later in the season as well. Conrad says Jimenez to Weghorst and Digne to James, or Jimenez to Gelhardt, Digne to James, and Doherty to Cancelo for a -4. I think I like the first one more. I don't think I would take the -4. I would do Jimenez to Weghorst and Digne to James. I mean, there's such small pool of players among the forwards right now. You know, you've got Kane, he's a great option. Lacazette, not bad, but beyond that, really, who is there? Obviously, when you're going Jimenez to Weghorst, it's perfectly reasonable because Jimenez suspended for the next 2, and then he's got the blank in 33, so he's not going to play till 34. So you basically gain 5 fixtures just by going Jimenez to Weghorst. So I don't think you can expect much, but from Weghorst, but you know, he's the best of a bad bunch, I think. Ziffo Zonky says, is Salah starting? I wish we knew. We'll keep an eye out for any leaks. I imagine he does. If I was to guess, I would say Salah starts, but he comes off early. Josh Cooper says, I have all my chips left to use. When should I use these? So I would be tempted to go free hit 33, maybe wildcard 34, bench boost 36, free hit 37, something like that. Unless you've also got your triple captain, in which case you're running out of game weeks to use it, but we'll probably have a smaller double game week at some point that might make sense to use a chip. Let's take a look at the scout selection for this game week, which is as follows. I'll just read it out for any audio listeners. They got Pope in goal. Back 3 is Robertson, Cancelo, Doherty. Midfield is Salah captain, Foden, Saka, Rafinha, Gray, Kane, and Weghorst. What do you guys think of the team? Arvin says Jimenez to Lacazette. Yeah, I love it. Good move. Thief says, do you think I should captain KDB? I think it's a very, very good punt. I think Salah and Kane are better options, but I do like the KDB pick. Nar says, free Doritos for the winner of the fplfocal Cup. Yeah, done. Whoever wins it, I'll send a bag of Doritos in the post. Tag me in a photo on Twitter, wherever you're watching from around the world, guys, and I'll retweet it. I'd love to see where you guys are tuned in from. Oliver says, James for Cancelo. No, I don't think so. James and Cancelo, great picks. I wouldn't be looking to sell James, if that's what you mean. Or vice versa, I wouldn't be looking to sell Cancelo. Both excellent picks for this game week. And beyond, to be honest with you. Chelsea could be in a very sticky situation if they progress to the final in all the competitions they're still in, which I think is the Champions League and the FA Cup. Because it will mean they'll have one free midweek for the remainder of the season, but 2 fixtures to reschedule. So they could end up, it's probably not going to be a triple game week, but they could end up playing in game week 37, you know, on something like Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. Abadi, how you doing, mate? Says, hi, Focal, didn't listen to your advice last time, and I transferred in Martinelli anyways. James in, Sice out from -4. Your thoughts? I own Rudiger. From -4, it's really hard to justify from -4, but I like it. I think I would take that hit. Chelsea, they'll be among the top for the clean sheet odds, and in fact we'll have a look at that in a minute. But obviously with Reece James, he's got such high upside that you can justify bringing him in, even though there is a rotation risk. I do think James misses one of the next 2, possibly Southampton, because Chelsea have Real Madrid in between these fixtures here. So it's Brentford, Real Madrid, Southampton, Real Madrid. So perhaps he gets the Brentford game to get his fitness up, because of course he hasn't played since game week 28. And then perhaps gets a rest for the Southampton game ahead of the second Real Madrid leg. So maybe we'll see something like that. So I think I back James to start this one, but I wouldn't trust him for 32. But likewise, you can say the same about Cancelo, who is the other one that many people are looking at, especially those that are selling Trent. But yeah, I like it, Abadi. I think that's a good move, a good long-term move. Like I said earlier, Chelsea, they'll have another 2 double game weeks as well. If we look at the postponements, they've got Leicester home, Leeds away. Very, very good postponements. Likely to fall in 36 and 37, unless they get knocked out by Real Madrid or if they get knocked out of the FA Cup. Globalism says, is it worth a -8 to get James and Cancelo in this week, taking into account the next few game weeks? -8, I think it's harder to justify. I don't think I'd do a -8. -4 for one of them, I think is fine, but yeah, I don't know about taking -8s to bring in 2 defenders. It's a bit harder to justify. So I think I wouldn't do a -8 personally for those 2. Beijing says, hi Focal. Hi Wei, how we doing? Tim says, is it worth taking out Rodrigo versus Southampton for Weghorst? I think you can justify it. Weghorst has a double this week, perhaps not likely to get much. Norwich is a good fixture in 32, but then Burnley double in 33 as well when Rodrigo blanks. So I think that's a very reasonable move, Tim. Yeah, I like it. Sorry, trying to be really careful not to knock the mic out again. It's in a really awkward position. Vulcan says, your thoughts on bringing in Chalobah? I hadn't considered Chalobah, to be honest with you. Yeah, perhaps he gets more minutes for the tail end of the season. Looks like Chelsea could lose potentially Christensen, Rudiger, as Pellegretta, which would be a disaster for a Chelsea perspective. It may not play out like that, but I think it's possible, right? And, you know, if that happens, they lose their Champions League back three. Chalobah does look like one for the future as well, so perhaps he'll get more and more minutes as the season goes on. But yeah, I haven't looked at him much, to be honest with you. I think he's still a fair rotation risk. Stephen says, hi Oscar, would you bench Coutinho or Broja? Coutinho or Broja? I think I would bench Broja. Difficult one, that. But I think it'd be Broja. So let's take a look at the most transferred in players heading into Gameweek 31. And Robertson's top, 251,000 have brought him in, followed by Weghorst, 244,000 have picked him up. Havertz is up there, interesting one. Anyone here going for Havertz? 4 goals and an assist in his last 3 games, so he's in very good form. Great fixture against Brentford at home. Cancelo up there as well. Unsurprisingly, Cancelo and Robertson up there. I think a lot of people are looking to sell Trent. We'll have a look in a sec how many have got rid of Trent. Salah, 170,000. I'll be one of these in a minute because I'm going to be bringing Salah straight back in the week after I sold him. I sold him back in Gameweek 30 for Kane to get me through the blank, which luckily paid off because it was Barnes and Kane that I brought in and they both got returned, so I'm happy with that. But Salah will be coming back in for me. Most transferred out, it's actually Jimenez top, 507,000 have sold Jimenez. Followed by Trent, 450,000 managers have sold him. Imagine the scenes when we get the lineups in just over an hour and Trent is in the starting 11. Anyone here sold Trent? I think if you're selling Trent for Robertson or James or Cancelo, it's not bad, to be honest with you. Coutinho's up there as well. Ramsdale. Oh, most transferred out, sorry. Thought we were looking at most transferred in still. Bowen's up there. Dennis, Son, he's done nothing to justify selling, but I imagine a lot of people are selling Son to get Salah back in. Reminder to vote on our captain poll if you haven't already. The captain poll is on our Discord and there's a link to that in the description. We might actually hit 70k on this stream. Just noticed. Look how close we are. 69,950. How many have we got tuned in now? 1,634. So 50 of you, basically, watching right now. Hit subscribe, and we might be able to watch this hit 70k in real time. Stephen says, hi Oscar. Oh, I did that one. Sorry, Stephen. Conrad says, start Broja, Doherty, or Tierney. I think I would start Doherty. Yeah, let's see if we can get us to 70k. We're live. I'd hate to jump back, and then we hit it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Hit subscribe. Like the stream if you haven't already. John King says, Trent to James, Cancelo, Laporte. I own Rudiger already. I think the best of those 3 is James. It's gone up by 5. It might be going too slow to wait this out. Yeah, I think James is the best Trent replacement. I'm not totally convinced by selling Trent, if I'm totally honest. Looks like he'll almost certainly be back for... It's gone up by 1. Okay, never mind. We'll go back to the stream. Yeah, I think James is probably the best replacement for Trent, to be honest with you. But I'm not totally convinced by selling Trent. I think he's a season keeper, in my opinion. It's still shooting up. 972, 978. It is getting... Okay, I'm going to have to go back. I can't miss it when we hit 70k live. We are on 69,991. 994. Oh, it's happening. 997. 998. This is what you tune in for on a Saturday morning. 999. 70,000. We did it. Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Let's get back to the stream. Mohit, thank you for the donation as well. No message with that, but thanks so much. Remind me to lock in my moves this stream if I forget. How long have we got till the deadline? Is it 11 o'clock? Yeah, we've got loads of time. Thanks, everyone. Ho 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 says, congrats on 70k. Yeah, I appreciate the support, guys. It is honestly a dream come true to do FPL as a full-time job. And it wouldn't be possible if people didn't watch my videos and my streams. So shout out to everyone in the chat for making it possible. Appreciate that. Didn't prepare that speech. Yeah, thanks for all the congrats in the chat. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Speedy says, why are you not captain as Salah? I will be, so I haven't made my moves yet. So my planned moves are, I'll go Son to Salah. And then my other move will be Rafinha to, type in one-handed, Gordon. That's my planned move. Gordon actually went up last night, but I'm trying to make my moves as late as possible just in case of last-minute news and whatnot. Yeah, because somehow I find myself still in the top 500, so I would hate to make an early transfer and, you know, something comes to light, something transpires that cocks up my game week. So trying not to take any risks, which is why I also tweet my team very late. But yeah, Gordon's the other one coming in, has the double game week, so hopefully Salah or Gordon able to repay the hit. We'll see. Thanks, Max. Thanks, Milos. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks for all the members as well. Massive shout out to the members. If anyone's interested in becoming a member, you get early access to my videos, and there's a private channel on the Discord where I give team feedback every game week. Ivan says, Rafinha will punish you, mate. Don't do it. This is my worry. It's very possible that not just Rafinha, but also Son punishes me. But again, I'm trying to play a relatively safe game. So if I avoid Salah and I keep Son and Rafinha, and Salah goes crazy versus Watford, it would be really, really damaging. Unless Son and Rafinha are able to match what Salah does. But yeah, Salah's effective ownership is going to be well over 100%. So I shouldn't really let fear rule my decisions, but I think it's too risky to go about Salah in my position. Because yeah, if he goes on a mad one today against Watford, and I don't even own him, you know, his effective ownership might be 150%, then it would be really, really brutal to my rank. Mohit says, considering Son to Salah, Tielemans to Gordon, Jimenez to Weghorst, is it really worth it? The problem with Tielemans is he has a double in 33, so I'm not sure if I'm keen on that one, to be honest with you. I think I would probably not make the move, maybe just do Jimenez to Weghorst. I mean, we're talking about Salah just now, and I understand the concern, but you're selling someone who has a double game week in a few weeks, so it's a bit harder to justify that one. But, you know, if you're totally afraid of Salah and what he might do, then I would say go for it. But I think that one, you may end up worse off longer term. Because Tielemans a great pick for 33. Obviously, he's not absolutely flying, but he has a double game week. I imagine Vardy will be back, so perhaps he's not on penalties, but I think Tielemans fine to keep hold. Harry says, 2 free transfers. Is it worth taking a transfer to go from Son to Gordon and Jimenez to Kane? Yeah, I'll rate that. I think Kane's a better pick for the remainder of the season. If I had to pick between Kane and Son, so I think that's a very reasonable move to make, especially with 2 free transfers. A little bit sideways going Son to Kane, but I do think Kane's the better pick for the remainder of the season. And of course, you're getting rid of Jimenez, who doesn't play till 34, and you're bringing in Gordon, who doubles now. Ask Madri says, why don't you sell Jimenez? I've just got more pressing moves to make. I have to get Salah back in, so Jimenez survives. Possibly what I'll do in 33, or maybe 32, probably 33. I'm considering Jimenez down to someone like Gelhardt, and then perhaps Kulusevski up to Sancho. And then that gives me a potential captain option for 33, Jadon Sancho. I imagine he'll be up there among the predicted points, so I quite like the Sancho pick. Thanks for the donation, Darren. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Right. We'll have a look at the captain poll next. So if you're not on our Discord, I'll chuck a link in the chat. So reminder to get your votes in. That's the Discord there. If you're not in the Discord, genuinely good FPL resource. We've got things like the price changes. Annoyingly, Gordon went up last night, who I'm going to be bringing in a second. We've got the lineups. We've got the live scores. We've got live points. We've got bonus points. We've got the Gameweek stats. It's going to be interesting to see Salah's effective ownership. We've got injury updates, insider trading, and loads more there. And you can pick the alerts, so you can actually get notifications on your mobile to some of these. For example, price changes, if you wanted to receive those every night. So, captain poll, let's have a look. Salah, 481 votes, leading comfortably. Kane, second. Only 66 votes for Kane. Anyone in chat going for Kane? Or are we all going Salah? Who's third? Veghorst, I think. 10 votes for Veghorst, 8 votes for Son. There's 7 votes for other. 2 people have gone for Calvert-Lewin. We'll have a look at the predicted points in a minute. Interestingly, Calvert-Lewin is joint top on the predicted points. But yeah, no surprises really. It is Salah who's top. But here's how the predicted points look. Calvert-Lewin and Salah tied 7.3 predicted points for this game week. I'm not convinced by Calvert-Lewin, to be honest with you. You know, he hasn't scored since game week 3. I know it's a double game week, but I don't think I'd go there. I'd be more inclined to go for Richarlison over Calvert-Lewin, but the algorithm doesn't seem to fancy Richarlison. He doesn't even make the list here. But yeah, Salah joint top. Pickford and Pope up there because they got the double game week. Veghorst, Son, Kane. Son and Kane tied on 6.1. Robertson up there. No Trent, obviously, because the algorithm isn't back in his predicted minutes. But of course, if he was expected to play, then he'd be well up there. Max, thanks for the donation as well. He says, congratulations on 70k. Should I start Tierney or Watkins? Tierney or Watkins? I think I would go Tierney to be between the two. It's a tough game for Villa away to Wolves. And I believe Crystal Palace may be without Zaha and Olise, both of which will be big misses for Palace. So I think I would go Tierney between the two. Thanks for that again, mate. Appreciate that, Max. Sujin says Trent is starting. Do you reckon? Let's have a quick look if we've got any leaks or whatnot. I don't think we'll get any leaks pre-deadline, but we'll have a look. Not seeing anything. Mikhail says, wildcard now or 34. Still have 1 free hit and bench boost left. He's got De Gea, Ramsdale, Rudiger, Doherty, Trent, Saiz, Livra, Kulusevski, Son, Salah, Rafinha, Saka, Jimenez, Veghorst, Broja. No, I think you can get away with waiting. I think wildcarding in 34 is going to probably reward you better because you can prepare for the double in 36 and 37. In fact, I did prepare a graphic for that. This isn't locked in, but this is a potential ticker for the remainder of the season. Lots going on here, but in a nutshell, the yellow fixtures are the only ones that are maybes. Everything else is locked in. And the yellow fixtures are the postponements and where they might drop into. And in all likelihood, they will drop into 36 and 37, unlikely to be before. There's a couple of fixtures that might go before, such as Aston Villa and Burnley. They've got a postponement. Chelsea may as well, because Chelsea potentially won't have any free midweeks if they progress in all competitions. So Chelsea could get double game week in 34 or 35 as well. Unlikely, but this is why I like the wildcard in 34 more than using it now, because you can prepare for the doubles in 36 and 37, which will be huge, by the way, but also might have a double before them. So yeah, this graphic is on my Twitter if anyone wants to look at that in more detail. Hope that helps, Mikhail. Thanks for that. Niall says he's going Son for a differential punt into the top 20k. Huge punt that. I don't hate it. I think he's a decent option. We saw on the predicted points he's up there. Are we back? Oh no, I've gone onto the wrong window now. I've got fplfocal inception again now. Right, how do we hop back to... There it is. Is that it? Yeah, sorry about that. I think the stream cut out for a second, but we should be back. Keep the questions coming in. We've got just under half an hour till the deadline. Hopefully the stream's back. PVDL says, what do you think of Mahrez? He's one of those players. He puts up such good numbers, but he just doesn't get the starts. Oh, we're not on the stream. Hang on, that one? There we go. Sorry about that. Can you tell I haven't done a stream for a couple of weeks? Thanks for bearing with me. Yeah, the problem with Mahrez, right? He puts up such good numbers all the time when he gets the minutes, but we just don't know when to trust that he gets the minutes. I mean, this season he's played 1,200 minutes and he's already got 10 goals and 5 assists. Crazy numbers, but as you can see, his minutes are just so unreliable. So, if I knew that he starts today against Burnley, or this game against Burnley, I'd be very tempted to pick him up. In fact, I posted a tweet, a random thought I had over the international break. What if the deadlines were on kickoff, so that the first game of each game week we knew the lineups? I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I asked the question, and there was some interesting discussion on that on Twitter. There's two sides to the coin. Obviously, the good side is that you know the lineups for the first game, so that's an opportunity. Imagine knowing a Man City lineup if they had the first game of a game week. Or imagine if we knew the Liverpool lineup today and Trent was not starting, you'd be tempted to move him on. But the other side to the coin is that there's some people in time zones that, you know, they'd have to set an alarm for 3 in the morning, for example, to catch the lineup. So, yeah, a tricky one. I can understand why the lineups are an hour and a half, because it levels the playing field more. Alex Loggia says, Jimenez, Coutinho and Trent to Kane, Gordon and James for a -8. You have Son. Or Jimenez and Cody to James and Weghorst for a -4. No chips left. Kane, Gordon, James, or James and Weghorst. I don't think I would take the -8. I think I would just do... I'm not sure if it's worth a -4 either to get Gordon. Oh, sorry, James and Weghorst. Yeah, I like that. So, yeah, Jimenez blanks for the next 3. Cody blanks in 33. Not a bad fixture this week, but I think James is a very, very high upside pick and potentially a season keeper. I think I'll do the -4. I wouldn't do the -8. Dimitri, thanks for the donation as well. Appreciate that. Stranger Man says, the deadline was the first game kickoff in the Euros. I thought it was great. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if the World Cup one will be the same or not, but yeah, I remember back in the Euros, the deadline was kickoff. So you knew the lineups and you had an opportunity to make your moves or, you know, sort your starting 11 out based on the first games of the game week. So yeah, interesting one. But yeah, it does punish those in other time zones in a way. So perhaps from my selfish perspective, I'd love the deadlines to be on kickoff, because there's definitely opportunities for the more engaged managers to see the lineups and make moves based on that. Darshan says, Jimenez to Richarlison. I have Weghorst already, or Trent to James, good move. You have Robert and Cancelo. I'm not keen on Richarlison. I say that he'll probably smash it this game week, but I'm not totally convinced by the Everton forwards. I'm picking up Gordon, but he's only 4.5, whereas Richarlison, what is he, like 7.8 or something? Trent to James, I'm not convinced by it either. I'd only go Trent to James if I had a wild card still. Otherwise, I think it's a mistake. I think I'd want to keep Trent regardless. I'm certainly keeping him. I don't plan to sell him unless he gets seriously injured. So I don't think I'd make either move, honestly. Unless, you know, you can't field a starting 11 because of Jimenez. We've got 1,654 tuned in. If you are enjoying the stream, please do hit like on it. Let's get it to 500 likes before the deadline. Loads of time goes into these streams preparing the content and whatnot, so if you have enjoyed it so far, please do hit like. It supports the channel loads. Gustav says Son and Kulusevski or Kane and Kulusevski. Kane and Kulusevski. SK10 says thoughts on Cornet and Weghorst or too much? Too much. Shane says best goalkeeper to get for the next 3 game weeks. Probably Pope. He's the only one that has 2 doubles in the next 3. but a little bit expensive, annoyingly. If only he'd start the season at 5 mil, it'd be a bit more accessible to pick him up. I imagine next season he does get a drop if Burnley don't get relegated. Who do you guys think gets relegated? I think it might be Norwich, Watford, and then probably Burnley. I hate to say. I really like Burnley and Dyche as well. Siga says, why Rafter Gordon instead of Jimenez to Gelhardt? Because Gordon has a double game week. Gelhardt doesn't even play. Or he might play, but he might come off the bench. So it gives me an opportunity for that hit to be repaid now. And I still have the opportunity to move Jimenez on. Perhaps for someone who doubles in 33. Or perhaps I can do the Gelhardt move in 33. And that frees up enough money to do Kulusevski to Sancho or something like that. So it just makes more sense now because there's more points to be gained from doing it now rather than the other way around. Aaron says, De Bruyne instead of Salah, is it a good idea? And Aaron has a Man City crest for his profile pic, so I can understand the bias, but I think it's very, very bold to look past Salah. But it depends where you are in the ranks, you know, how happy you are with your season, you know, your season ambitions, whether you're playing for fun or, you know, really seriously. Because it's incredibly bold to go KDB over Salah, but it's one of those huge, huge differentials that could pay off big. You know, the last 10 times Man City have played Burnley, they've averaged 3 goals per game. We've seen quite a few 5-0s in recent years, and yeah, historically it's a very, very good fixture for Man City, so I like the KDB pick, but yeah, it's very bold to pick him over Salah. So it's a very, very small double game week this game week. How many double game week players have you guys got for this game week? So it's just Burnley v Man City and Everton, and then Everton have got West Ham and Burnley. Not the best double. In my case, I'm bringing in Gordon. I've got Weghorst already, somehow. Weghorst was a problem. I was like, still stuck with Weghorst, but somehow he's emerged as an option again, and I'm sure we're going to get burnt by him again, but it is what it is. I've got him. So I've got 2 double game week players. And then we've got the double game week in 33, which is also a blank. We've got Arsenal who double, Brighton, Burnley again, Leicester, Man United, Newcastle, Southampton. And then it's a blank for Aston Villa, Leeds and Wolves. Not the best double, I have to say. There's not many fixtures that leap out here. The Man United one maybe for captaincy because it's that Norwich home game. I think a lot of people will be looking at Bruno, maybe Ronaldo. It's going to be tempted to go Kane to Ronaldo, but Spurs do play Brighton at home that game week, so it's one of those that Kane could easily match Ronaldo's output. And we can't guarantee Ronaldo plays both, right? Abdella's just got the 1, so does Colm. Aswaif has 0 double game weeks this week. Mr. Damie's got 3, interesting. Keep the questions coming in, I'll do my best to answer them all. Alex says, can't afford Weghorst. Is Rodriguez viable? No, definitely not. I would steer clear of Rodriguez. He can't be trusted for minutes, and I mean, how many goals has he scored this season? Has he even scored this season? Maybe like 1? Yeah, he scored once this season, once last season. I mean, I think it's madness to be looking at Rodriguez. You know, he's been benched in 2 of the last 3 as well, so yeah, it's one of those where you don't want to get baited in by the allure of the double game week. You could even argue that Weghorst is being baited in by the double game weeks, but yeah, Rodriguez, not for me. Adam says, Maddison to Mahrez or Pereira to James and Cancelo? Definitely the latter. Pereira to James would be my one. Pereira may not even be a starter now. Justin's back from injury, could play in right back. So can Castagna, but it might be Castagna in left back. Just checking if we've had any Leicester leaks. Sam Martin's normally pretty good for a Leicester leak, but I don't think he's tweeted the lineup. But yeah, definitely wouldn't be selling Maddison. He's got the double in 33. Pingu, how you doing, mate? He says, hi Oscar, who would you play out of Gordon, Brownhill and Cucho? Gordon all day. I hate to say, because obviously I made that video yesterday on Brownhill for captain. It was an April Fool's video. Although worryingly, how many? I think something like 30,000 have picked up Brownhill after that video. But I imagine they've done it for the memes. I can't imagine they're serious transfers. How do you actually check transfers in? Can you do it from here? I think I have to do it on the left here, but you can't see it. Transfers in round. 27,288 managers have brought in Brownhill. But I mean, yeah, that video was such a blatant joke. There's no way people would watch that and thought I was serious. I literally start laughing in the video, so. But no, yeah, Gordon all day, mate. Gordon. Trust me, Gordon, this is Gordon's week. He's coming in big. This is Gordon's world, and we're living in it. MLH says, make your moves, Oscar. Yeah, good shout. Let me do that now. Let's make the moves. So, we've got Rafinha to Gordon, Son to Salah, confirmed transfers. It's a -4, annoyingly, but I did sell Salah to get in Barnes and Kane last game week, so in a way I got the points that I needed to pay this hit. So I'm happy with that. Gordon and Salah, done. Imagine I brought in the wrong Gordon. There's a Gordon that plays for Liverpool as well. Right, looks good. Let's take the screenshot. I have to always remember to tweet the team, or people get angry about that. Right, that looks about right. Bear with me, I do need to tweet the team. What game week is it? 31. Rank, what's my rank? 487. Son. Where is it? I need the arrow. Where's my arrow? There it is. Sorry, I'm absolute perfectionist with my tweets. It's a bit stupid, really. Son to Salah. Rafinha to Gordon. Oh, wrong captain. Not Salah. I'm all over the place here. I'm not going Kane captain, it's Salah captain. Right, do that again. Kane captain. Save team. Take the screenshot. I'm sure other content creators don't do this, right? It's madness that I do this while I'm live, but I thought it'd be nice to give people my team who aren't tuned into the stream, right? Right, so we get rid of that. And Rafinha to Gordon. Mo captain. Please start. Oh, screw it, won't do the hashtags. Right, we're good. I'm just going to check chat in case I've messed anything up. That's good. Right, back to the questions. Keep them coming in. Thank you so much for everyone that has tuned in so far. 492 likes. We were going for 500 by the deadline, so if you are enjoying the stream so far, do hit like, and I'm going to do my best to answer as many questions before the deadline. Alawaki says, I need a reliable striker within 5.4 mil. Who do I go with? I don't think there's any reliable ones in that price point. Mateta maybe, but he's still a rotation risk for Palace. I think he's 5.2. I think he started the last few in a row. Cucho Hernandez maybe from Watford, 5 mil. Played the 90 in the last 3, but with all the players back and available now, I'm not sure how secure his minutes are. So I might be more inclined to go for someone like Gelhardt. Bamford's out for the season now, most likely. Don't think Gelhardt's going to be a starter, but you might be better off spending that money in midfield and defence. You know, if you go for someone like Gelhardt, it might be the difference between a Saiss and a James in defence, if you see what I mean. Giles says, Gordon or Barnes? Barnes. I am Spart says, where's Brownhill? Oh, I forgot about Brownhill. That's who I meant to bring in. I've had an absolute mare there. Yeah, it was meant to be Brownhill, not Gordon. My bad. Jacob says, best week to use the wild card. So it's a very team-dependent one. This week's viable if your team needs it, but if it doesn't need it, then I think I like 34. Because you can dead-end your team in 33. For example, you could bring in someone like Fernandez and captain him, and then you wildcard in 34, reverse straight back out of that, and prepare for the doubles in 36 and 37. And it's possible we get a double in 34 or 35, a small double. It could be something like Aston Villa versus Burnley, who get the doubles. So, you know, you could hop on someone like Coutinho. James says, risk Trent to James and Mbueno to Diaz. Oh, Diaz, I'm not sure about Diaz. He's doing very well and he's settled straight in, but I'm still not totally convinced by the Diaz pick. It's a hell of a punt. Perhaps likely to start today because Mane, of course, played 120 minutes at AFCON, as did Salah, but Diaz, a very, very good alternative option to play down the left. So it could be a front three of something like Diaz, Jota, Salah. But yeah, I don't think I would be selling Trent personally. I think I'd probably keep Trent. Difficult one because James is such a good pick, but I think if you sell Trent, you're going to regret it and you're going to want him straight back. And it's not out of the question that he starts today. Klopp didn't rule it out. Giacomo says Son, Jimenez and Trent to Salah, Weghorst and Robertson from -8. Is it worth it? From -8, I'm not sure if it is, to be honest with you. I think maybe just the Weghorst move. Maybe Robertson for the -4 because it keeps you on the Liverpool defence, but I don't know if I would take that -8 personally if I had those three. I would look for an alternative route to Salah, or I just wouldn't take the -8. Difficult one. What do you guys think in chat about that? So he's going to be selling Jimenez, which is fine, for Weghorst. I think that's the default move, but then it's the other two. So basically it's a -8 to do Son and Trent for Salah and Robertson. So Son and Trent to Salah and Robertson from -8. What do you guys think that's worth it? I'm not sure if you repay the -8 there, to be honest with you. Tame says, Tierney or Broja, who to play? Whom to play? Love the correct English. I think it is actually whom to play, isn't it? I think you're the first person to ever use whom correctly on the Deadline stream. Whom to play? Tierney or Broja? I think I'd play Tierney. Philip says, Coutinho to Mount, Jimenez to Gelhardt and Saiz to James from -8. No, I don't think I'll take a -8 for that. Don't think so. I don't think that's worth it either. Because, yeah, Mount might get something against Brentford. Is he guaranteed to start? Coutinho could get something against Wolves. Gelhardt's not going to get you anything. So it really comes down to what James could do. I'm not sure if it's worth the -8. Jay Recording says, best midfielder for 5.5 mil. There's not many options for that price range. Maybe Martinelli. I think, how much is Martinelli? I think he's about 5.3. Maybe Gordon, 4.6. He's got the double game week this week. As we were looking at earlier, Everton going to double later in the season. So where are Everton here? 4 from bottom. Everton likely to double in 36 against Leicester and Palace, and then likely to double in 37 against Brentford and Watford. So I don't hate the Gordon pick at all. I think he's a bit of a meme pick, but I think he's actually a decent pick in my opinion. Lampard's been singing his praises. He's taken some set pieces. He's even taken direct free kicks. Thrifiraj says, sell Tierney, Cody, Tony for Cancelo, James, Weghorst from -8. You have Trent, Robertson, no chips left. Cancelo, James, Weghorst from -8. Not sure about this one either. I think it's just about justifiable because Cancelo and James, excellent picks. Weghorst, justified pick as well, has 3 doubles in the next 3. I think this is the one that might actually repay itself. I think you can justify that. It's a shame to sell Tierney though, because he does double in 33. So if there's no other route, then yeah, it has to be Tierney. Tony, yeah, I think he's a sell. bad fixture this week, and Brentford, no doubles for the remainder in all likelihood. Cody blanks in 33. I think you can justify that because, yeah, I think there's a fair chance that they repay the hit. I like it. Omkar says he's got Van Dijk, Digne, Hwang, and he's looking at Laporte, James, and Weghorst from -4. Budget issues, so he can't go to Cancelo. Van Dijk, I wouldn't be looking to sell Van Dijk. Don't think that's worth it either. Why would you want to sell Van Dijk? You're selling Van Dijk to get Laporte, who's, you know, not as good as an FPL asset, arguably. James, yeah, I can get James, but I don't think it's worth it. No, I don't think I would take that. Andreas, thank you so much for becoming a member for 4 months as well. If anyone's interested in becoming a member, you get early access to my videos, and there's a private channel on the Discord where I give team feedback every game week. And he says, bench Ramsdale or Sanchez. How are the clean sheet odds looking? I think, off the top of my head, I'd be benching Sanchez, but let's have a look. Arsenal 39.5% chance. Brighton 51%. Who have Brighton got? Who are Brighton playing? Oh, they've got Norwich at home. Tricky one there. I still like Ramsdale more, to be honest. But the bookies odds suggest Brighton, so go with that. Go Brighton. You know, it's not gospel, the bookies odds. There's been cases before where I've had 2 keepers and I've started the one with slightly worse odds. I remember there was Man United and when I had De Gea and Ramsdale. And Ramsdale had the worst odds, but I played Ramsdale and he kept the clean sheet and De Gea didn't. Tricky one that, but yeah, the bookies, it's their job to be correct, so I would trust the bookies and go Sanchez. There was a fair difference, to be fair, like 12% difference. Harry says, do I take out Rafinha and Saiss from -4 and get Saka and James? If so, which one? Saka and James. I don't think it's worth a -4. Surely you can just afford Saiss to James, because Rafinha and Saka are about the same price. So I would do the James move, but I wouldn't be doing Rafinha to Saka this week for a hit. You may as well give it a week, in my opinion. Lee's playing at home, decent fixture. I might regret selling Rafinha. Hope I don't. Oh, did I miss your question, Rohan? Sorry, let me scroll up. What did you say? Apologies. Where is it? Ask it again, Rohan. Sorry, I missed it. I think I missed Fizzo Luke's as well. He said -8 for Ramsey to Gordon. No, I wouldn't do it. Not worth a -8. I can't find your question, Rohan. Sorry, mate. Oh, there it is. He says, hey, Oscar, hope you had a good holiday. Also, start Doherty or Broja. Doherty. Yeah, I think I'll start Doherty between those. Zayab says, play one of Coutinho, Doherty, and Broja. I think Doherty. Difficult one, that's between Coutinho and Broja. I don't think Broja would be the one I'm looking at between those 3. So it'd be between Coutinho and Doherty. I think Doherty just about edges it. I think Spurs keep a clean sheet. Actually, there's so many good fixtures this week. There could be a lot of clean sheets. You know, Liverpool playing at home against Watford. We've got the Man City against Burnley. Chelsea against Brentford. And then Spurs against Newcastle. So good fixtures. Could be a lot of clean sheets this week. So I hope to be on the right side of it. Let's see if we've got any last minute leaks or anything worth mentioning. Last minute news. Trent likely out. Salah starts. Let's see if that's correct. Salah starts. Spy on Klopp. They are reliable. 117,000 followers. I've actually got them on one of my lists for leaks, so I would say this is a pretty reliable leak. However, they also say Gomez and right back, so I think I'm going to swap. I think I'm going to swap Tierney on for Trent. I don't think I trust. I think I trust Tierney, Trent, because Trent could come off the bench right and get 1 pointer. I better update my team selection as well. Last minute change Tierney on for Trent based on rumours of Tree benched. Right, yeah, so Salah starts. Gomez in right back. So presumably that means that Trent either isn't in the squad or isn't starting. Huge news that. I'm still going to keep Trent, personally. So, yeah, I think it makes sense to drop Trent to the bench just in case Trent is on the bench because, you know, perhaps he comes off the bench and gets a cameo. Trent's obviously capable of coming off the bench and getting an assist or something like that, but yeah, I think it's logical to start Tierney in my case. So yeah, just to repeat that again, Salah starts according to the rumours and Trent reportedly benched because Gomez starts. In fact, that tweet didn't say Trent benched, but it says Gomez in right back, so, you know, where would Trent play? Jar, thanks for the donation as well. Appreciate that. We've got 1 minute till the deadline. Reminder to lock in your teams. I'm just going to refresh and make sure that mine is done. Yeah, I think it's logical to bench Trent in my case. Sorry, just checking for any last minute leaks or whatnot. Yeah, I think that's it. So it looks like Salah starts, Gomez in right back, so it looks like Trent will be benched. And I think that is it. That's the deadline. Thank you so much everyone who actually tuned into this deadline stream. We've had an unbelievable turnout. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit like on the stream before you go and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And once again, thank you so much for helping us hit 70,000 subscribers on this stream. Absolutely mind-boggling numbers. You know, if you go back to my pre-Gameweek 1 videos, the pinned comment on that video says, let's hit 1k before Gameweek 1. So it's actually ridiculous that we're 70,000. Unbelievable. Rohan says, thanks, mate. Henrik says locked. Mark says locked. Ace War Machine says locked. That's it. We're there. That's the deadline. So I'm not going to stick around for any longer. I'll stick some timestamps on this stream, as always, for those that are watching late or watching on catch-up. Let's see if there's anyone who we could raid. Let's see. Is anyone live that we could go run over and say hello to? Maybe the FPL Penguin. Who should we go raid? Who's live? FPL Penguin, he's got 9 tuning at the moment. Problem is, you never know if people are about to disappear or if they're sticking around to chat more. Is Harry still live for a bit? Let's see. What's Harry saying? Nah, he's done. Harry's done. Alright, no, we won't bother raiding today. I think that's a good note to finish on. It's been a cracking stream. We hit 70k. Thank you again, everyone, for helping us get there. Really, really appreciate it. I'll see you on the Discord throughout the game week. Like and subscribe if you're not already. Appreciate it. Focal out.